Hi everybody, my name is Skyler Kelly and I attend Norwood High School, and I got the opportunity to go to Oklahoma State University on an equine veterinary internship. So this is Dr. Kris Heine, and she was the head of animal science, and she was very passionate about all animals, and she trained dogs, she trained horses, and she got to travel to Europe and teach horse clinics. And then she was also in charge of the State 4-H Horse Show. This is Natalie Baker, and she was the equine herd manager, so she was in charge of managing their horse farm, and she did artificial inseminations on all of the horses that they owned, and she sold them. So my first week was awesome. So my very first day, I helped prep 2 mares for ultrasounds, and I got to see each ovary and how big the follicles were. And right here is a stallion that we teased with a mare who was in heat, and we collected sperm from him, and we used it later on for a artificial insemination. And then I also got to help manage the OSU horse farm, so I got to trim trees and help figure out who is going to buy what colt or whatever. And I also got to do an artificial insemination myself. And then I also began working on preparing for the 4-H State Horse Show in mid-June, and it was in Guthrie, Oklahoma, which was roughly an hour and 15 minutes away from Stillwater. So this is the process of an artificial insemination. Right here is a plastic catheter, and I'm putting lubricant on, and this is the professor that was walking me through each step. And right here is whenever I found the cervix, and I was like, oh, is that what I'm supposed to be doing? A little unsure. And then right here is, I don't know if you can see it or not, but this is a syringe of the sperm that we collected earlier on. And I injected it in, and within 5 days, we were able to do another ultrasound and figure out that she was pregnant. So I impregnated my very first horse. So my second week, I got the opportunity to help teach a horse class to kids that were ages from 6 to 11, and it was awesome. And I also learned how to ride a horse English style, which I'm usually used to Western. But right here, the last day of the class, we taught the kids the anatomy of each horse. And for the rise of the hips, they would paint the rise of the hips, and where the forelock would be, they'd paint the forelock. And then we also taught them how to clean their tack and their bridles, their saddles and stuff like that. And then right here, I got to teach a young girl how to lead her horse, and I also taught her how to ride, which was awesome. And these are a few of my students that I got to teach. And then over the weekend, I went and toured the campus of Oklahoma State University. It was absolutely gorgeous. This is my coworker, Morgan, and this is in Guthrie, Oklahoma. And on Wednesday, June 22nd, we drove to Guthrie, and we began preparing for the horse show that started the next day. And starting at 9 a.m., Thursday through Saturday, I was everyone's assistant. I was running around a huge arena, giving food to the judges, and the judges are extremely high maintenance. So they wanted everything, and I had to run from each end of the arena. And keep in mind, this is the world's largest indoor arena. So my 4th week, I began at the Oklahoma State University's veterinary hospital as a shadow student. So this is the surgery team. I only got to hang out with them for about a week. They do 2-week rounds, and they go from equine to large animal to small animal and then to exotic. This is me with in a surgery room with a horse that is down. And in this surgery, we were removing a tendon on its back leg. And the same horse right here, this is the healed version of the horse. We had to remove a tendon that was preventing the horse to put its leg down. So my 5th week, I hung out with a veterinarian named Darla Mosier, and we went to the National Little Britches Rodeo Finals in Guthrie, so I got to go back to the big arena. And there were at least 1,500 horses, and it was insane. And it was hot, and it was humid, and it was really dry. So a lot of the horses ended up getting dehydrated, and they were stressed out. So to give them electrolytes, we would mix electrolyte powder with water, and we'd pump it in through a plastic tube that went through their nasal cavity and into their stomach. And then for the horses that were limping and they weren't sound and they couldn't run for their competition, we'd give them a flex test, a trot walk test, and a nerve block to help them get through their competition. So my 6th week was absolutely insane. It was awesome, though. I dehorned, tattooed, and tagged 6 calves, and I was bouncing between equine veterinary and large animal, like cows and sheep and pigs sometimes. And I got to help perform multiple radiographs on horses and cows. And then, unfortunately, we had to euthanize a couple of horses, and one of the horses, she was hit by a car and had major internal bleeding, and I was not expecting anything like that. And for my more interesting stuff, I observed a colic surgery with an unfortunate euthanization. I observed an eye removal and a tooth extraction surgery on the same horse. We removed a very large bladder stone from a mare, and I have videos of a lot of these things, so if you want to find me after I present, you can ask me to see the videos. And then we had to sedate a miniature horse to determine that it had too much bute, which is very popular and common in miniature horses because most people don't know how much bute or medicine to give them when they're sick. And this is a hock bone on an Angus bull. And this is a radiograph. Right here is a clear fracture, and this is the side view. They ended up having to euthanize this guy. So right here is another radiograph, but they're doing it around the hoof area. And then this is the miniature pony that we ended up figuring out that it was sick from too much bute. Her name was Breadcrumb. She was very sweet. I lived on my own with 2 other college students, and I met new people, made lifelong friendships. The town of Stillwater was very friendly and fun, and there was always something going on. I learned that I don't want to be a veterinarian, unfortunately. I'm very thankful that I got this experience to help me decide that. And I got a lot of hands-on experience, and I got to see what a lot of people don't get the chance to see. To future pinterns, take the opportunity. It is awesome. And if you don't know what you want to do, this will help you decide what you want to do. I want to thank Pinhead Institute and Dr. Heine, Todd Holbrook, Natalie Baker, and Darla Mosier. And thank you to everyone who donated. And this is my house. See you later, Stilly.